Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mo and I'm super excited that you're here. This week I'm going to talk about the things that I regret most about first semester of my freshman year in college.
Everything changes.
Okay, so the first thing that I really regret about the first semester was just being open with people. I am so bad about opening up about my life with people, even if it's just like being honest about how my day went or how I'm really feeling about something. I'm so bad at it, and I honestly did not know how to do this until literally like 4 days ago. Um, there are people placed on my hall that are meant to build me up and help me with my relationship with God, and I never used any of those people. Um, my RS is on the hall. Like, I've literally never had a conversation with them until like last week. And I literally went and knocked on their door and I was like, hey, can we talk? Like, I just needed someone to pour into, and I needed them to pour into me, and I just needed some prayer. But it was like really hard for me because I am so bad about opening up to people. Honestly, that's like my biggest flaw, and I've been trying to work on it for so long, but it's hard. But yeah, I think that one of the easiest things to do in college is to forget to be real with people. Like, even in the everyday life, you'll be walking down the street and someone will be like, yo, what up? And then you're like, yo, what up? And they're like, how are you? And you're like, I'm good. But in your mind, you're really like, I could really go for some coffee because I got zero sleep last night. Or, yeah, something like that. But, like, why not just be honest with people, you know? Like, I think that's something that I'm really going to be working on a lot this semester. Just, like, opening up with people and telling them how I'm really feeling. If I feel bad that I just failed a quiz or that I didn't get enough sleep last night, like, if they don't really want to hear about your day, then are they really your friend? Probably not. So yeah, my first regret is definitely not being 100% open with people. I really needed to do that a lot this semester, and I didn't, and I kind of regret that a lot. So yeah, that's my first regret. Okay, so regret number 2 was boys. Yes, boys. I know, it's so depressing, right? Yeah. So honestly, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background. I met this dude, I'm not saying his name, but I'm gonna say his name was Bruce. It's really not. But Bruce and I actually met in a really weird environment, and we clicked super fast. We became really good friends really, really quick, and we literally spent as much time as possible together, and it was wonderful. Like, this dude was really nice and loved the Lord, and yeah. But it honestly, it didn't work out. We had a whole conversation about how we needed to focus on school and how we needed to focus on our lives, and we need to focus on God more instead of focusing on a relationship. But that's not the part that I regret. The part that I really regret is how much I let it affect me and my relationships with all of my friends and my relationship with God. Like, honestly, that was the hardest thing. I remember the night that we decided that we weren't gonna pursue each other. I literally went into my room, put my face on my bed, and just bawled my eyes out because I felt like I just needed a boy in my life, and I felt like I needed to have a boy to be happy, and that was something that I really had to learn, and that was really hard for me. Um, but it took me almost a month and a half to realize that I don't need that boy in my life to be happy. I don't need any boy in my life to be happy, and sometimes that's really hard to understand when you're walking around campus and you're seeing all these people that are in relationships and getting engaged and they're all happy and you don't have a boy by your side. But honestly, if you don't have a boy by your side, then sometimes it's even better. Like, I've had to learn that the hard way, but I did. But yeah, I think that my biggest regret about this whole thing was learning that it's okay to not have a boy by my side and I can still be happy, you know? Um, yeah, I really regret the fact that I let it hurt my personal life so much and that it affected affected my relationship with God. Like, I straight up stopped praying and I stopped doing my devotions because I was so angry at God for, number one, putting this guy in my life and letting me liking him so much, and number two, letting him end the relationship. Like, I mean, it's not really a valid excuse to stop praying, but I did, and that's really my biggest regret about the whole thing. So that's regret number two. My third regret about first semester is my biggest regret, and it's a little bit hard for me to talk about just because I'm honestly so embarrassed about it, but I think that if I talk about it, maybe it could help one of you guys out. So yeah. So all of my life, I have been the world's worst singer. It's just a part of who I am. I'm not really that musically talented. But honestly, like, who cares? So being a part of a bigger church and then eventually coming here to Liberty, there's always people around me who have these amazing voices, and I'm just like, how do you sing like that? How does that come out of your head? It's ridiculous. Like, I've never known how to do it, and I've always been so embarrassed about my voice and how bad I sound when I'm singing, especially when I'm singing worship songs. Like, that's the weirdest thing ever. I know, right? But yeah, when I came here to Liberty, my hall started a hall worship band, and it was hard. I went to all of the worship nights that we had, and I would always stand in the back, and I would just sing to myself, and I wouldn't really get into it, I guess you would say. And then I would go to convocation, and I'd kind of like sing like to myself, like super quiet so no one else around me could hear. And then everyone else around me has these like really pretty voices, and like it sounds like a professional band is like sitting right beside me. And then there's the actual professional band on stage singing, and I'm just like, yeah, you know. But my regret about this whole thing is that I didn't worship with all of my heart. I would sit there and I'd be thinking, oh, what if they can hear me? I don't want them to hear me. And the thing that I had to realize was that it doesn't really matter if they can hear you, it's that God hears you, you know? I remember growing up, and my mom would tell us stories about how when she was growing up, some people around her that were really close to her would just tell her how bad of a singer she was and how that wrecked her. And then I asked her why she still sings, which is a really weird question, I know. But I asked her why she still sings in public, and she was like, it doesn't really matter because God hears your voice, and if other people don't like your voice that are sitting around you, then that's their own issue, and they need to have a heart-to-heart with God. And recently, that's like really hit home. I've had to replay that conversation a lot in my head because there are so many people around me that have these awesome, incredible voices, and I just sit in the back and I'm like, yeah, God, I'm here, but I'm not really here, you know? But I didn't realize this until the last hall worship that we had, and I stood on the side towards the front, and I looked around me, and all these people were just like praising God and belting their worship to Him, and I thought that was so incredible, and I never really did that just because I thought that I have a really ugly voice. And I realized that God just wants to hear us like praising Him and worshiping Him, and like, He doesn't really care what our voice sounds like, and honestly, He gave us that voice, so why not just like praise Him, you know? So yeah, I think that number 3 would definitely be my worship. I think that that's like my hardest thing that I learned first semester is that God doesn't care what you sound like. He just wants you to worship Him and praise Him and be there for the worship, you know? But yeah, number 3, worship. Okay, so my biggest regrets about first semester freshman year was not opening up 100% to people around me, putting my happiness in boys around me, and not worshiping with all of my heart. I think that those are the 3 biggest things that I definitely regret, and this semester I'm totally going to work on a lot more. So yeah. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. hit that subscribe button down there and also hit that like button. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Come back next week. I think I'm going to post every Tuesday. I think that's going to be my thing. So yeah, come on next Tuesday. There will be a new video, and it's going to be super hype. So yeah.
Everything changes.